Hello my Merry Makers, I am Becca. Welcome to Merry Making Mondays. And to all my newcomers, just as an FYI, this particular video, we are in the middle of a very long tutorial slash make-along. It is a shawl pattern called Oolong Tea Shawl. The designer's name is Red Teapot Atley. I hope I'm saying that right. I have gotten permission from them to do this tutorial, and of course I will include the link. But in case you were not aware of that, I would definitely heavily suggest you go back to those first two videos if you want to do this shawl with us. So without further ado, we're going to be doing rows 7, 8, and 9 today. Let's dive in. Alright, so like I said, we left off on row 7. One thing I've been neglecting to mention is the amount of stitches that we need on each side. So I do apologize for that. For row 6, we needed 1 triple crochet and 25 double crochets per side. So if you're looking at your triangle shawl, there should be 1 triple crochet, 25 double crochets, the chain 2 space, 25 double crochets, and the triple crochet. I will be trying to remember to include that in my instructions. This is a different hook than the one I've been using. The one that I have been using went MIA, so that's fun. Alright, so at the beginning of row 7, we first start with our trusty chain 4, which is our triple crochet, and then an extra chain, which will be a chain, and then we do a double crochet into that first stitch, and then we chain 1, and then we're going to start our pattern of skip a stitch, double crochet, skip a stitch, double crochet, and we are going to be doing that all the way down, and you should end at with 1 double crochet between you and the middle chain space. I will meet you there. Alright, so here we are at there's a double crochet between me and the middle 2 chain space. I'm going to chain 1, put 2 double crochets, chain 2, if I can, and then in that same middle chain space, put 2 more double crochets, and then we go back to our pattern of chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, skip this stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, and we should continue that all the way down until we end in this stitch. I'll meet you there. So we're right where we need to be. We're going to chain 1, skip this double crochet, and then put a double crochet here, chain 1, and then do our triple crochet, And that is the end of row 7. So for row 7, according to the pattern, we're supposed to have 15 double crochets per side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Perfect. All right, so now we're ready to move on to row 8. Start with our trusty chain 4, aka triple crochet. All right. Then we're going to double crochet twice into that first chain space. You might notice this tangled mess behind me. That's because this is not my first time shooting. I had a lot of issues shooting the first time. Alright. And then we will put 1 double crochet into each space until we reach the middle chain space, which is down here. I will meet you there. So I just realized that I showed you wrong. I should have put a double crochet here because this is a chain space and there's a double crochet that belongs there too. So be careful and don't skip those chain spaces. Those chain spaces are going to get a double crochet too. Alright? And if you have any doubts according to the pattern notes, come on. You should have 3 double crochets per side. Now that includes the 2 in the middle. So, alright, meet you there. Alright, here we are in the chain 2 middle space, and we are going to continue what we've been doing, which is 2 double crochets into that chain space, chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets into that chain space. I'm always going to show you what we're doing into that chain space, even if it is this, because it's not always this. And I feel like it's a good place for me to be like, alright, this is your checkpoint. You know, you should have 33 double crochets at least on one side. So we're going to just continue with putting a double crochet into each space, including the chain spaces, until we get to the very end. I will meet you there. Alright, so here we are in what is the last clear double crochet of the row. Don't forget there is a chain space here, so we are going to be doing a double crochet into this chain space. And then in the next space, if I can get it to cooperate. Sometimes it's a little bit fiddly with this yarn. Let's try this again. Alright, so sometimes looking at it from a different angle really helps. Alright. One double crochet, and then just double checking my notes here. Alright, yeah, that's what I thought. So then it's into this top, what's considered the top of the triple crochet of the last one. We're putting 2 double crochets, and then 1 triple crochet. Alright. And that is the end of row 8. We're going to be moving on to row 9. Now, ooh, it is blowing like howling outside. All right, we'll see if we keep power. So we're going to start with our trusty chain 4 triple crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. An extra chain. Turn our work. We're going to double crochet in that same space. Chain. Double crochet again in that first space. And then chain. Alright, now comes our repeat. We're going to skip 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. And then double crochet into the next 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, chain again, and then we skip 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Double crochet, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then go back and double crochet in that same space. So this kind of reminds me of a V-stitch, so I just think of it as an extended V-stitch. Chain 1, and then we do the repeat again. Skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, double crochet 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, double crochet into that space, chain 3, and then double crochet into that same space, chain 1. Alright. And there should be just enough space here to do the repeat one more time and still have 3 spaces before the middle chain space. I'll meet you there. Alright. So here we are. I just did what the double crochets chain connected by the chain 3. Did my chain 1, and then I'm going to put 2 double crochets into this middle chain space, chain 2, and then put 2 more double crochets into my chain space. Now, whatever we did on one side, we want to mirror. So chain 1, skip 3, and then start off with double crochet in this space, chain 3, and double crochet in that chain space, same space, sorry, chain 1, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And you can continue that until you're about 3 stitches away from the end of the row. I will meet you there. Alright, so I just did my double crochet into 3 stitches and then chain 1, I'm 3 stitches away from the end of the row, so I'm exactly where I need to be. So, first one's always the hardest for me for this in this yarn because it's so fiddly. But we're putting, there we go. We're doing double crochet, chain 1 into that same, oop, I think I put it in the wrong one. Hold on, go back. Sure did. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, there we go. Why that's so hard, I can only assume it's because this yarn is so thin. So, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and then end with our trusty, dusty triple crochet. And that's where we're going to end today. I want to thank you all for joining me in this make-along. I want to thank Red Teapot for giving me permission to do this make-along. We're going to start getting into repeats. Don't worry, I will remind you what you're supposed to be doing for each row. You know, sometimes in the pattern it will say, do as you did in row 8. Well, I will walk you through, do a small reminder of what we did in row 8. So trust me, we will get through this together. Alright, I hope everybody has a happy 4th of July if you live in the United States. I hope you will join me Wednesday for what you're working on Wednesday. And I almost forgot. I'm not going to turn it. I'm just going to say, we're on row 10. Join us next week. Until then, my merry makers, make what makes you merry. Ciao. I am such a bad girl. I forgot to mention, for the 9th row, you should have 19 double crochets, 18 chains per side, plus the chain 2 in the middle. Ay. Told you I was going to forget to do that. Alright, now we're done. See you later.